We are now entering a new era here on the network, and so it's time to make some big changes ready for a mass expansion. Our passenger station here at Cockerhead just isn't quite cutting it anymore, so let's take this old station and turn it into this. A custom built station ready to receive passengers from all over the map. This is just the beginning of a whole new project, so let's enter the new era in style with a mega passenger hub. Hey everyone, it's M4J here, and welcome back to From Steam to Electricity here on Transport Fever 2. Let's talk quickly about the future of this series. If you haven't seen, I put out a video towards the end of last year talking about the future of M4J as a whole. And as part of that, I was talking about certain series that perhaps have lived their course and should be quietly moved on and move on to bigger and better things. Basically, this is one of them. I want to get this series wrapped up at some point in the not too distant future. I think it's taking up a valuable slot in my schedule, and yeah, I just think we're at the stage now where we should probably be looking to wrap this one up. We've got the sequel coming soon later this year, and just as I said, move on to other things. So this is episode 71, if I've done my maths correctly. I was wondering if I could get this one sewn up by episode 100, which gives me basically 30 episodes to finish all of this, take the network into the future, which reminds me, we are in 1902, so let's do that. There we go. And yeah, get it all done. But I'm also very, very bored of constantly checking this to see what's making money and what isn't. Whatever I was doing here, it's clearly not working. We're still losing money hand over fist. I actually took the money up to 100 million before I started recording, and you can see already how much it's dropped. So that's not working very well either. And I'm bored. In all honesty, I'm bored of constantly chasing the money on here. I'm bored of constantly having to redo things and make them work, which is slightly ironic given the subject of today's video. And I'm just bored of putting effort into these videos and not getting any views out of them. And I think that is because of the repetitive subject. So not the best way to start a video, I admit, but just want to get that off my chest before we actually get going, because what we're doing today is this. This is Cockerhead Station as it appears now. By the end of today's episode, it's going to look very different, and in fact you would have already seen the final result, even though I don't yet know what that's going to look like. We're going to rip all this out and we're going to start again. The reason being, Scarborough up here, I don't want this to be the hub of passenger operations anymore. So I'm going to take out these bay platforms here, and the train that comes through here is actually going to be extended up to Cockerhead, and it will start from there and then it will run down and around to Toaster, and then there'll be a separate service from Toaster down to, I want to say Paynton. Yep. And then there'll also be one from Toaster across to Holtwhistle, and then currently there'll be one from Holtwhistle up to Cockerhead again. The reason I'm doing this is going to be like the capital. This is the one I want to develop the most. And you can see sort of how this station, if I do a top down, how this station fits into the towns of Leatherhead and Cockermouth, or Cockerhead as we are calling it. Little tongue-in-cheek joke there, I suppose, if that's your thing. So therefore this station needs to be able to terminate trains, and currently it cannot do that. In terms of what's going to happen here at Scarborough, I'm going to try and find a way to get rid of some of the passenger tracks and actually increase the number of freight platforms. I think there is a way of doing it, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to worry about that too much because I want to get this done. So, talks about the future of the series, talks about the plans for today. Should we get on with it? I think we should get on with it. Pause the game. First of all, we have a budget of £122.3 million. In the real world, that will be spent just doing the surveying for the site. We're going to try not to spend all of that. I just want to see quickly as well. Yeah, some of my lines are working, and working incredibly well, and the new ships are working very nicely. And some of this stuff is working really nicely too. I would just rip out these lines, but we are unfortunately in a situation now where we have quite a lot of stuff relying on these lines, including some of the lines that are making money. So there's not a huge amount we can do about this now, which is incredibly frustrating. But it is what it is. We're not going to dwell on that too much. What we are going to do, though, is rip out all of Cockerhead and start again. So, game. There we go. Cool. And then remove all of this track here. There were no trains here, I believe, so we should be all good there. I have an idea in my head already as to how I want this to look. I want this to be a truly fluid curved station. I'll explain what that means in a second. But I've been looking at track plans of stations, and I really like the design of, and I might be saying this wrong, but horsted canes on the Bluebell Railway. I was very fortunate last year in that I got a private tour of the Bluebell Railway, behind the scenes of all the carriage sheds, the loco sheds, and it was awesome. It's probably one of the best things I've experienced in recent years. And I also got to see a lot of, the behind the scenes in terms of offices and stuff as well. And there was all these track plans on the wall, and it was really sort of interesting to see how the stations used to look, how they look now, how they're operated. Getting to see the locos that were being overhauled. So yeah, just some really cool stuff. I've always loved the Bluebell, and getting the chance to build a station that represents the Bluebell is actually a really cool idea as well. So I'm going to try my best here. First thing I want to do is level out this terrain. I don't want to smooth it, I want to flatten it. Yeah, get this all to the same height. Let's increase the brush size. There we go. And bring this all the way along. And the reason I'm doing this is so that I've got a perfectly flat area to work in. We can fix the landscaping afterwards and smooth it all out and things like that. But the goal is to fit it into this space. Mainly because, and this sounds incredibly lazy, I know, my intro animation that you saw, I've already got the keyframes set up for that from the previous clip. So when I come to do the next clip, I just want to be able to use the same keyframes and not have to worry too much about having to reset all the camera angles and everything. So I think this here is the perfect site for the tracks to come in. And then we're going to have it balloon in both directions and then join up again, bridge over this, and then try and connect back up to the existing lines on each side. We could, in theory, put carriage sidings and stuff here as well. I don't know if I want to worry about that, in all honesty. It looks good, but it's not crucial, I would say, to the design. The other thing I'm curious about is the bus station. I think I want it on the south side now and redo this road. So I think for now as well, I'm going to leave the road bridge there in situ. But I want to take everything else out until I know what shape this is going to be. But I'm going to leave that ridge actually because that's my boundary. Okay. Let's try and do this, shall we? Track type, I want the 75 mile an hour, no overhead. Track 1, platform length as small as possible. Spin this round, I guess this way. Platform width, I'm going to leave that at default for now. I don't know what that means. Oh, that puts it on that side. Era, earliest. Actually, maybe... What's this style? No, that's too modern. That's going to be way too modern. We'll see. Yeah, that's like super modern. So yeah, this style is fine. I'm also wary of the fact that we won't really be able to rebuild this in the future. So maybe I future-proof it now and make it overhead. add the overhead lines in. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. So you are going to be one of the center tracks, I think. So actually, if I... left platform, yes. Oh, no. Reduce that. There we go. So I'm thinking a possibly 6 platform station with an outside platform, then 2 islands, then another outside platform. I think that's the way to go. So we're going to make this the outside platform here. Yes, he says, not entirely sure. Let's go with something like this for now and hope that this is what we want. Right. So now we want to do this, but already we want to start curving this inwards. Radius. And it's only slightly. I think like that would be enough for now. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if we do the same thing on this side, this would technically be 6, 7, 8, but it's not 6, 7, 8 because it's, yeah, it's not. It doesn't have to be symmetrical, but this one here I am going to make symmetrical. I'm deliberately going to design this as asymmetric as possible. So if you are someone who likes symmetry, I apologize in advance, but you're not going to enjoy the rest of this video. And this is the part where I'm going to refer to my track plan, because already I think I've gone wrong because these stations are not symmetrical. So I think what we're going to do is have a tighter curve on the west side, because on the east side we are going to have a branch that's going to come off this way and head up to Southport. That's something else I've decided to do. It might not stick around for long, but for now it is going to exist. So already you can see we need the tracks to curve in this direction here to then cross over and join up over there. So we're going to try and make that happen now. So I had that as 2 before, so if I now tick it as 3, kind of like this, and then here, actually, do you know what? I think 2 was actually fine, the more I look at that. There. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're basically pointing in the direction you need to go, which is cool. I'm happy with that then. Passenger platforms, these stick naturally, so that's fine. That's all good. We don't need to do anything really with this platform now, because that's all fine. This side though, I think we kind of want it to curve a lot looser, first of all. So here, I think we can only do it, we only need to do it 1 instead of 2. And bring it round a lot slower. Yeah. I think we can stop it there even. That's a pretty good length of a platform. So that's all good. That is all good. Now then we can start doing this. So you should be stuck already. This one, I've got to remember how to do this now. So it's that and then that. This and then this. See, already again I'm like, is this correct? Yeah. Yes and no. In truth. I think this line here needs to... Okay, hang on. Questioning myself. There will be cuts in this video. I can tell you already. Because first of all, the autosave is a pain in the balls. But second of all, there's going to be a lot of like questioning, doubting, dithering, changing, swapping, and all that stuff. So I might save you guys some trouble at some point and just put in a cut, come back when I'm happy. Come on, autosave. I've already forgotten which one's the middle now as well. It's that one, isn't it? Yeah. So even here, having this curve more and then smooth out again is actually a good idea. Remembering as well that these tracks can curve in both directions if necessary. Okay. Let's try again, shall we? So here, radius, select, and we're going to do possibly 4, like that. Now this straight bit here is going to annoy me some, so can I... Well, he did not mean to do that. Can I actually remove... No, I cannot. I mean, there's no harm in having a straight piece, and this is also where the building can go. Which will be one of these. It needs to be a longer, slightly longer section for this to work. But yeah, it will be one of those. So in that case, let's try... So what's that? That's 3, that's 4. So if we do 4, maybe a 2. Hang on. A 2 that goes into a 4. That's not what I wanted. I wish it would remember which one you were on. Like that. And then back into a 2. Again, that's annoying. Back into a 2. And then maybe from here back into a 4. I think the problem here is I'm actually starting in the wrong place. I think what I actually need to do is start with the islands in the middle. So for that, I am going to do a track count of 2. Leave everything else as it is. The platform width, though, we're going to increase it like so. I think, yeah, here we're going to try and plant you in the middle. So these are the 2 express main tracks, which are going to go like so. And then this is easy because we can just build these straight out. 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Again, I think I've gone wrong here. So I said 2 island platforms, didn't I? Oh no, this is 2 island platforms. Yeah. Okay, and then these will go either side. Like this, like this, like this, and like this. Then this will obviously connect like so. And then the same. That's not right. Goes like this. Yeah. Grows out from the main track in the middle. That's correct. Okay. And then, oops, this one then does this. Like that. And then this is where it starts to get interesting, because we now need to get these tracks here, but they curve in as we go along. And I'm hoping it works. I'm hoping it sticks. So if I do that, and make sure that the geometry sticks to the platform, and then do this, and again stick the geometry to the platform, and then at some point, possibly here, so we are going to stick you to that, but I'm hoping then I can start to turn this. And the platform goes with it? No. Is that not right? There we go. And then you the same. There we are. That's what I want. And then I don't know how to do the last one. Haven't figured that one out yet. But yeah, that one goes like that. And then this last one, maybe if I remove this platform piece first. There. And then here, the radius is gonna, I guess, go back to... What's 0 in this case? It's one of these ones, isn't it? Yeah, there. Okay. Okay. That's what I want. Yep. I want it to do that. But I want the whole station to be more curved. So, got a tricky way of doing this here. I'm trying to talk into the microphone whilst also looking intently at the screen. How the hell do I go about this? Because I want all of my platforms to be proper balloon type platforms, but I don't want this straight bit in the middle, but I also don't want a platform that's like 10 miles wide, you know? Okay, I'm going to put a cut in here. I'm going to go away and do the platform layouts, get this how I want it, and then I'm going to bring you back and we're going to do all the junctions and all that stuff. Back in a mo, folks. Alright, Cockerhead, done. Rebuild, happy. There's a few things that I'm not 100% satisfied with. One thing is, I'm sure there was a way that I could get these platforms here to curve in as well without having to put track this side. I cannot for the life of me figure out how to actually do it. So I might have to put some track here, maybe invisible track or something. I don't know. But just to get the platforms here to taper in nicely. So I'll do some experiments on that. Maybe if you've got some suggestions in the comments as well, then by all means let me know. But I could have sworn, you know, like here they taper in. They don't quite curve at the end or anything, but they do curve in. So this one especially, I really wanted it to curve in towards this point. And the same on this side. But yeah, we're done. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 platforms here. This one here, this bay, this is exclusively for the branch up, which I've started building here, although I've encountered a small problem, which is this. It turns out the land here was a lot higher than I thought it was, and it slopes away. So this is all going to change. I think what might actually happen is here it curves this way over the freight, over this, and then follows this landscape here and around that way into Southport. That's probably the better way of doing it. But overall, happy. Very happy indeed. So the last thing to do today, before this mucks up completely, is reroute this train from Scarborough down to Cockerhead and have this be the new terminus. So we're going to remove that one, and we're going to remove that one, and then this one here, we are going to have you come in on platform 6 with 5 as your alternate terminus. Neat. So you should hopefully figure all of this out now. I have made sure as well, triple checked, the tram station here is still connected, mainly thanks to this, which people are currently walking up, so that's nice. Why are you still coming along here? I was trying to reroute that to avoid that being a thing. I suppose it has to. If I built a curve here though, that might change things. I don't know. I'm happy with it for now. It's not too disruptive. That's a pain. Can I fix that quickly? Let's see. That. Yes to the track. And just do this. That's done it again, hasn't it? Okay. I'll find a way to justify that. All good. So yeah, with that now rerouted, the other thing I want to do is come over here, grab this one, and also reroute you. So I want to do this, and then this. Then I can remove that one. And then at the end here, I want to do this. So now, on your way back, you're going to run into one of these two. So let's call it platform 5 and 7, I guess. Sure. And then on the way down, I want you in 11's fine. And then we'll have 9, like so. And then at Cockerhead, I've no idea what's going on with the trains there. We'll sort that out in just a second. At Cockerhead here, you're going to go into platform 1 with 2. There we go. What's going on here? Something over here is askew. I think it's going to sort itself out. It's just being a pain. Yeah. All of this, I don't know what I'm going to do with that, to be honest. I tried something, it clearly didn't work. So we're going to figure that out some other time. Alrighty. We're working. We have passengers for a start, which is very nice indeed. Let me tell you now the reason why I wanted to rebuild this station and have this be the terminus. I kind of touched on it a little bit already. These junctions over here are a mess, by the way, but it's the only way I can get them to work correctly. So we're just going to have to live with it. I want Cockerhead to be the new terminus for a few reasons. First of all, we've got the massive freight terminal here, so it's kind of a symmetry thing. Second of all, as I said at the top of the video, these are the main towns of this part of the map, so it makes sense to have the terminus here rather than over here. And thirdly, next episode, I'll pause the game a second, we're going to be extending from Holtwhistle down through Knutsford, down through Hale, down to Wisbeach, tunnelling under here to Woodstock, and then continuing down here to Abingdon. And we're going to start introducing express trains to run this service, or services, because there may be multiple ones. I was considering rebuilding Holtwhistle to also accommodate that, but I think actually Holtwhistle is fine. If we have a train terminating, it will come and use these platforms here. We won't have trains, I don't think, terminating from the south, but we can rebuild this if absolutely necessary. But this central one here is fine for what we want to do. But yeah, I just want to get more trains running, more passenger trains running, and make more money. I think that's one way of doing it. And I keep saying make more money, but I've already said now I do not care about the money anymore. I don't want to be like constantly cheat mode. Let's add tons of cash to the game or anything like that, because I don't think that's the way forward either. But yeah, I'm just so tired of trying to make this network profitable when it clearly doesn't want to be. I'm going to have to do a bit of a rebuild here as well. And then I think we can start wrapping this up. Something else here that's going to be in this series moving forward is shorter video lengths. Because it's not great. The video lengths weren't great. I admit that. I freely admit that. So we're going to do some work there to try and bring that down too. We're going to need like the slippiest of double slips here in order to make this work. There we go. And then we're going to slip you. And we're going to slip you. And I guess I'm going to leave this as just a spur for now. But technically you're not needed. But I am going to just do this. Yeah. That's fine. So the main platforms here are technically the two central ones and then the two immediately either side of it. And if we do have through services, those will be the ones that are used. The outer ones are kind of terminating primaries, with the ones just inside them being secondaries. And then we've got the bay platform here as well. And I think we're good to go. So this is going to stop here. It's going to terminate here now, so we need to rename these lines. So you are Cockerhead to Halt Whistle right now. So let's do this. Cockerhead to Halt Whistle. This may get extended in the future as well. I have no idea what the station designs further down the line are going to look like right now. So there may be a lot of changes coming. This is Cockerhead. And actually you are Cockerhead to Toaster. Okay, there is one more thing we're going to do today. Like so. And we're going to bring you all the way up here to Toaster Interchange, where you're going to use these bay platforms to terminate. I think, yeah, you can get across when you depart, so that's fine. So, Toaster. So right now we're cutting the passengers to Paynton, but we'll remedy that in just a moment. There we go. And then at Toaster here, you are going to use platform 9. And then you're going to have 7 as your backup platform. There we go. So you should now be all hunky-dory. Cool. Yeah, they'll sort themselves out. They'll move around. Where's... Are you the Halt Whistle one? Ah, you're the Halt Whistle one. Yeah, see, I kind of want the Halt Whistle one now to come in from the other side. Is that wise? It's probably not wise, because there's enough trains coming through here already. This is still a pain. Although I could probably, if I just bring money in, I could, in theory, build my own sorting office here. There. Actually, I can afford it now. So we don't have to worry too much about this. I could just plug it somewhere around here and let it connect up again. Start running trains to it again. So I feel like we are going to have a lot of mail coming in the future if we haven't already. So we need to sort that out. Final thing today then. These other bay platforms here, they can now be connected up to use for the Paynton train. So we'll have you here, and you are going to start in platform 10 with 8, like so. And then down this way to there. And then down to here. And yep, tick, tick. And then you, of course, hop up and over like so into Paynton, which is probably way too big now for what we're trying to achieve here, but never mind. You're already in the right platform, actually. That's very useful indeed. And we'll do all of that. And then coming back, you are technically on the right line already, but we're going to do that and just check. Yeah, so you're on the express track, and I don't want that. So we're going to here, route you that way. Actually, we won't do it here. We'll do it up. Oh, I think you fixed yourself now, which is cool. But we'll do it up here, just to make sure. you are running on the correct lines. You're all good through here. No, you're not. Yes, you are. Oh, yeah, we did this weird split platform thing, didn't we? Yes, we did. And did we do something similar up here too? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Okay. Maybe it's just the platform was wrong then. And then up to Toaster. So you are red. You are Pax. Toaster to Painton. And you are ready to go. So we'll get some trains out on you as well. Good question of what trains do we want? Do we have access to new trains? Because the time's been ticking away in the background while I've been working on this. We've got you. Metropolitan class. Commuter tanks. Yeah, I think we're still a little far away from that need. Don't want saddle tanks. I guess we'll just stick with... you. You look neat. Okay, we'll get some of you then. And then for passengers, we can stick with this type. And we'll go with the GWR inspired ones again. So at 36 capacity, that's already quite a lot actually. That's pretty decent. Maybe this actually. 60 capacity, we'll get like 4 of you. So untick that. 2, 3, 4. You're gonna go on can't see it, that's why it's not showing up. You're gonna go on Toaster to Painton. Like so. Grab that line. And do push-pull. And there we are. That's quite a pretty little engine, actually. Don't mind that. Yeah. And they're numbered, too. That's neat. That's very neat. Alrighty. So what's your first stop? Blackburn. Okay. Hopefully, we do get passengers ticking over again. Middleton, Nailsworth, Painton, Rugeley, Toaster, Uckfield. Yeah, we've got people using it. That's all good. We'll check at Painton as well, just to make sure. Blackburn, Loddon. So that's going up the valley line here. So we're not going to look at that. Toaster, though, Uckfield. Yep, cool. The other thing we're going to do in the not too distant future is extend this line all the way down to Stroud as well, which is something we said ages ago we were going to do. And I am tempted after Tewkesbury here to come this way, because I think originally we were going to come straight down and along the coast to Stroud. I think now we're going to curve this way via Northallerton and Tamworth and then follow the river into Stroud and have a station next to a dock, and then we can have ferries running down too. I think all this is running quite nicely, so that's nice. Nice and neat. Alrighty, time to end. I've been talking for a long time. This video is about 40 minutes, I think, if I've done my maths correctly, and that's about right. That's what I want. So, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. That's a good number of passengers there. Look at that. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course, if you're enjoying the series so far. It's a little change now from what we were doing previously. I'm continuing to change the focus of the whole channel to try and get this to work. So if you've got any ideas or any of that good stuff, then by all means do let me know down below. But please do like the video if you're enjoying it. It really does help the channel grow, helps the algorithm and all that good stuff. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, then be sure to do so for more exciting videos like this. And if you have already subscribed, then thank you for your continued support. It doesn't go unnoticed and it doesn't go unappreciated. You can also check out the Patreon and YouTube member links down below as well if you wish to support the channel that way. Entirely optional, entirely up to you. You don't have to, but again, anything is very much appreciated. I'm going to go away and do the landscaping around here, make this look all nice and neat. So until next time, I will see you soon.